I said earlier, you can't really put too much stock into the Week 16 game because CJ Stroud was playing in that one, or was not playing in that one. Neither was Will Anderson. But you can look at the performance Flacco had. He was 27 for 42, 368 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Amari Cooper goes for 11 catches, 265 yards, and 2 touchdowns himself. Is there a way here? How are you looking at Houston trying to slow down Flacco?
This game is going to come down to who's able to limit explosive plays. And unfortunately for Houston, their defense has been pretty vulnerable to explosive plays, right? All season long, they've been good against the run. They've been good against the short and intermediate pass game. Deep passes have been a problem. But on the other hand, they have been one of the better teams in the NFL at getting to the quarterback, right? When they send 4 rushers, they're 5th in sack percentage, they're 12th in sack percentage overall. And it's been the pass rush and players like Will Anderson that have really done a decent job shoring up that weakness in the secondary. Now, the Browns' offensive line is hurt, right? They've had injury issues of their tackles, and Joe Flacco's not a particularly mobile quarterback. So if you're Houston on defense and you're trying to make Joe Flacco make mistakes, you're trying to limit the explosive plays, it's going to come down to whether or not you can get to Joe Flacco. Because if you can get to him, you can hit him, you can get him off his game, you can tip a ball, you can force an interception. But if he's allowed to sit back in the pocket, get play action going, get deep bombs to Njoku and Amari Cooper, I don't think the Texans are going to be able to win.
Completely agree. He'll pick you apart if you give him time. Some more numbers on Houston here. They blitz on 21% of dropbacks. That's 28th in the NFL. Like you said, they send 4 rushers a lot, but they have the 2nd highest percentage in QB knockdowns, the 7th highest percentage in QB hurries, 4th highest pressure rate in the NFL in general. Like, they get after the quarterback a lot. I don't believe their sack numbers are particularly good this season compared to other like their actual sack count, but they get after people. It's just a matter of, finishing the job sometimes. So I completely agree. I think it's going to come down to that Houston defensive line causing chaos for Flacco. Otherwise, he's going to sit back there and he still has plenty of arm talent to get the job done. So I'm with you there. When I look at who I think is going to win this game, I want to take Houston so bad because we've been on them all year long. It's been fun rooting for them. I just think Cleveland's the better team. And it's hard to pick against Stroud because he is the better quarterback in this one. He's the superstar. But I do think at the end of the day, this Browns defense is really good. Flacco's been hot. I'm going Cleveland in a close game. I don't like it. How about you?
I'm optimistic about the Texans more than you, and I'll tell you why. You read off Joe Flacco's stats. He said 8 touchdowns in his past 3 games, and that's pretty good. He's also had 6 interceptions in his past 3 games. Yeah. So the fact is, Joe Flacco is able to make mistakes. And the good news for the Texans, I know the Browns defense is good. I know their secondary is one of the 3 or 4 best in the NFL. You could argue it is the best. But CJ Stroud is good, and he's going to get some explosive plays. You don't need to shut down Joe Flacco. You just need to get him to make enough mistakes that CJ Stroud can carry the load. So I think we're going to see a pretty similar stat line to the last game Joe Flacco played against the Texans. You're going to get over 300 yards. You're going to get a handful of touchdowns, but you're going to get a couple interceptions too. I think that's going to be the difference maker. And I also think this game's going to be close, but I think it's going to go the other way. CJ Stroud and the Texans are going to get it done.
Yeah, I love to see that. I'm going to be rooting for the Texans. Like I won't lie to people and say just because I picked the Browns, I'm rooting for them. I hope to see Houston go on a little run here. They're so much fun to watch. Still, the Flacco storyline is great, but yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. They're great teams on both sides of the ball, and I'm happy that we got to see Houston instead of Indianapolis or Jacksonville. They're more fun to watch for me. The Flacco storyline too. It's going to be a great game.